All right. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to our September edition of Office Hours, where we answer your questions about Fly plugins. We answer your questions about WP Courseware, S3 Media Maestro, and Churnly. We will even answer questions about WordPress in general. And at times we like to talk shop, so sometimes we talk marketing and business, online business. Anyhow, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And we've got Nate and Corey here.
How's it going, guys?
And tacos, too. We could always talk about tacos.
Yes, that is probably my favorite topic, especially because it's getting close to lunch here.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. Yeah, welcome, everybody. We collect questions throughout the month. We do these once a month, as Ben said. So in between, we collect questions and keep track of those. And we can review those. If you submitted a question, we'll answer it here for you. And if you have a question during the live webinar, just fire it off through the chat or I think YouTube, right, Ben? Comments or?
Yes, that's correct. You can fire it through either the Zoom chat or YouTube chat. I do have YouTube chat open right now. So yeah, definitely fire off your questions. We'd be happy to answer them.
All righty. You want to jump into what we've got in the queue here?
Let's do it.
Let's see. First one was from Pradeep, and he asks about best practices and setup. So and we have a couple of resources for that one, Pradeep. We have our support documentation sites, support.wpcourseware.com, support.s3mediamaestro.com, and we also have on our YouTube channel, we have a lot of tutorial videos there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so to me, that's a really loaded question because you could kind of take that almost just anywhere. I'll kind of start at the very, very bottom on the foundation and just say that I highly recommend you get good hosting. You want to start off with a good hosting provider. You want to have a somewhat speedy site. I honestly don't recommend Bluehost or any of the $4 a month hosting plans. However, there's a good one that's fairly cheap. It's cheap on your first year. The price goes up second year. It's called SiteGround. That's on your lower end. We use WP Engine, and we've been super happy with WP Engine. But there's others out there. I believe there's Kinsta. There's Pagely. There's others that are just as good, and they're WordPress managed hosting, which is really cool because they are specific to WordPress. So hosting is kind of the foundation. Obviously, you're gonna build WordPress on that. So the other thing foundationally that I recommend is choose your theme wisely. Your theme, you want it to be lightweight. You don't want a heavy theme that has a ton of built-in functionality. You can save that built-in functionality for plugins. You can use a page builder. We love Beaver Builder. Beaver Builder is a great option. There's others out there. There's Divi and there's Elementor. There's a few others out there. But I honestly feel that your theme is pretty important. And then obviously you're gonna have plugins. So what I recommend with plugins as well is make sure you only install plugins that you absolutely need. The more plugins you add, the more code that needs to be parsed on the back end, which means it could technically slow down your site. That said, obviously you're going to be running WP Courseware and S3 Media Maestro, as Nate mentioned. We have tons of great articles, support articles on how to get that set up. We have a YouTube channel that has a ton of video on setting up various components of WP Courseware and S3 Media Maestro, and there are more videos to come. We are pretty active in our YouTube channel right now, and so we are definitely going to be getting up some tutorial videos here coming soon. I know we've had several people commenting on our YouTube channel asking for it, but rest assured they're coming. And aside from that, I think that's probably your technical foundation. And then you probably want to, consider, the other aspects to running an online course. How to market your course, how to create your course, how to resource your content for your course curriculum. There's a lot of different aspects to it, but I don't think we can cover every detail on this webinar. But Nate has a lot of good articles on our blog concerning all of that. So I highly recommend go to the blog, look for the blueprint icon or image. He's got a bunch of posts on that, which are really strategical things with courses. So be sure to check out the blog. There's a lot of good information there.
Yeah, we'll be adding to those very shortly. There are a couple more in the works. The blog is, we've had 6 years of content going up on there, and a lot of stuff about how to market and price and create your unique business for you and the way that you work. And I'll throw in a plug there too for the book that I started on a few days ago, Launch by Jeff Walker. Would highly recommend that to anyone that's planning on getting an online course out there. Good stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was a broad one.
Yeah, it was a loaded question, man. I don't even think we scratched the surface. I shoot from the hip, trying to think of some things. Man, there's a lot to that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We got that one. Nothing in the chat right now, so I'll go on to Lily's question, and she's asking about integration between WP Courseware and WooCommerce.
Yeah, so WooCommerce is probably one of the most widely used e-commerce plugins out there. There's literally millions of websites using WooCommerce, and so much so that the big WordPress company Automatic purchased them a few years back. All that to say, we do have integration. WP Courseware is integrated with WooCommerce. I just had a conversation with Corey the other day. Actually, I was telling him that I was wanting to improve our integration a little bit, make it a little bit deeper integration. So here within the next couple of weeks, we have a small little project lined up. I'm going to update our blog post for WooCommerce integration, and there will be a brand new YouTube video with that as well. We just want to extend some of the functionality that's already there. Currently with WooCommerce, you can set up a product, you can price your product, and then with the integration, you can associate that product with a course or multiple courses. So upon purchase of the product, the student will automatically be enrolled into the course or courses that are associated with the product. And so basically, that's a real basic rundown of how the integration works currently. But like I said, we kind of want to make that a little bit deeper, maybe integrate with their My Account dashboard so that we can display a course outline on the native WooCommerce dashboard, things like that. So keep an eye out for that. That's coming soon within, a couple, 2 or 3 weeks. I've got that listed on a to-do list here. So keep your eyes peeled.
Nice. Yeah, you can always find all of our current integrations they're linked to at demo.wpcourseware.com/integrations. And most of those go out to the repo, wordpress.org plugin repository. A few are, just a couple of integrations are built into other plugins, membership plugins and things.
Right. Yeah, we have a couple out there that are developed by the I think we have like Entreport. There's a Digital Access Pass, and those ones are built in directly to those plugins. If you go to wordpress.org, click on plugins, and then just type WP Courseware into the search, you'll find all the plugins that are written by our team. And anything else outside of that is third party. But Yeah, we in fact, Nate, are we able to talk about the thing that you showed me just yesterday? That was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, give a little
That
plug.
was a fun, kind of interesting to get that out of the blue. But yeah.
So it looks like we have one of our, well, I don't know if they're necessarily a customer, but we've got there's a company out there, third party company called Uncanny Owl, and they are running a product that is kind of the equivalent of a Zapier, in which they integrate WordPress plugins. So there's going to be a method to integrate WP Courseware with other plugins or other resources. What's the name of the product, Nate? I don't recall.
It's let me take a look. WordPress. Let's see. It is
Uncanny LP.
automatorplugin.com. Yeah, so they're basically, the same thing that Zapier does. They're setting up like recipes to create integrations between a lot of different actions.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool because we're starting to see other third party companies come in and connect WP Courseware to other products that maybe haven't even crossed our path. We don't even know about. And so it's really neat to see that and the community growing. And the cool thing is that Corey is in the process of rewriting WP Courseware, as you know. And one of the goals of this rewrite is to make our plugin more developer friendly, so that we can promote this type of activity, this behavior of third party companies coming in and writing third party integrations for other plugins. So really cool stuff.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a long time. Like just making it possible to integrate more tightly with the other things that are out there, because there's so many use cases.
Oh yeah.
For our customers, some do offline training, and they want to integrate that, maybe something like Event Espresso with WP Courseware, or they've got an entire CRM like Infusionsoft, and they want to be able to trigger certain things based on student actions. So yeah, this is a really cool start to kind of getting all that off the ground.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff. Cool. So integrations there. I've got a couple more here that are more feature request type submissions. The first one, I know we've talked about this. Carlos is asking, can you create a payment plan like a subscription, but with no renewal and keeping access to the course? And I'm assuming that's sort of like if you had a $900 course, 3 monthly payments of $300, but lifetime access.
Right.
Something like that. I know we've talked about this.
Yeah, there's a lot to there's a lot to e-commerce, and there's so many different ways to mix and match pricing plans and bundles and options. Kind of the take that we're taking right now with WP Courseware is we're trying to keep it simple. We don't want to make it too complex. At the same time, we're listening to our customers' requests, and we will absolutely consider them. So you never know; it may end up in a future edition. One thing I will say is we're still on the path for rewriting. So I'm not quite sure when we'll fit that in, or we could fit that in, but we're working pretty hard at it. We've got a new version of WP Courseware here coming up shortly, within the next week or two, and it's going to have some really cool stuff in it. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I don't know. Can we use this real quick before we answer the last one? Can we use this to plug our our new S3 Media Maestro?
Sure. I was just going to mention with the payment plan that it could be that it's built into core WP Courseware, but there's a possibility that it could be like some type of premium add-on later on. So
Right. Because that's not something that everybody would probably need.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and even, like we talked about yesterday or day before, whenever it was, yesterday, I believe it was, we were talking about, Nate has had several of these requests come through pre-sales where somebody wants to purchase a number of seats for a course. Mm-hmm. They're coming in as a company, they want to purchase, 10 seats for a particular course and then be able to register their 10 users via email address or something like that. And so again, that would probably end up being a premium plugin, just because it's not something that everybody would probably use. I imagine larger corporations or maybe those doing internal training or something like that would be able to benefit from something like that.
Right.
Yeah, that gets back to like sort of a core, getting back to the business and marketing part of this. Like, it's always been most of online training since the dawn of the internet. The traditional model has been subscription. You pay $49 a month or whatever it is, and course creators are really now realizing that they need to be paid up front for their hard work and effort, because it's a ton of work. So yeah, because of that, if you want to make $1,000 off your course, not everybody can shell out $1,000 at once. So because people are migrating to the one-time payment model, I think it's smart, but you've also got to accommodate people's budgets and stuff too. So
yeah.
But get paid up front for your course.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So what do you guys think? Can we plug S3 Media Maestro? I'm excited. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, big stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Corey, go for it.
You want me to plug it?
Yeah, you're the rock star behind it.
All right. Well, pretty soon, I'm not sure which day it'll be released. Probably very soon. We have a new update to S3 Media Maestro that tightly integrates with WooCommerce, with WP Courseware. Must be morning. And the way it integrates with WP Courseware is, if let's say that you're inserting a video onto a course unit page, S3 Media Maestro now contains the ability to make that video required on the course unit page. And then if you want it to happen, you can either have it progress automatically, or after a certain percentage has completed, you can allow the user to complete the unit. So, and this gives benefits in probably two areas. Number one, you can now set up by installing S3 Media Maestro and WP Courseware, you can now set up a course that is just video. It's kind of like a video course. So you want each user to watch the video. Once the video is complete, then you can allow them to progress to the next unit, have them watch that video, and so on. And so that helps with building video courses. And number two, if you're not building a video course, but you do want some type of training, or, I know a lot of like certifications have training to where you have to watch a video, you can now require them to watch the video on that certain unit before they can even progress to the next unit or have the option to progress to the next unit. Yeah. So we're pretty excited about this release because it more tightly couples S3 Media Maestro and WP Courseware. So that's the first big update to S3. Another thing we've done to S3 Media Maestro is further improved the S3 or Amazon S3 integration. So previously, you're allowed to select files from buckets, but now we've added the ability to create a folder in a bucket or multiple buckets, and even delete and add files to buckets. So that's pretty exciting stuff too.
Yeah. So yeah, video courses really excite me for a number of reasons. But I mean, if you've ever taken a course on Udemy or lynda.com, this is pretty much giving you the same options. You can run a full-on video course with this integration. Whereas before we had two separate plugins and they didn't necessarily talk to each other, and we've had a number of customers ask us if this is possible, and unfortunately until now it's been impossible to do. I think of a course that I take every year as a basketball coach. I have to take a course on concussions, and it has this exact functionality because I'm required to watch the videos. So I have to watch the videos before I can progress to the next module or unit or whatever it's called in that course. But this is that same exact functionality. And then, as Corey mentioned, I'm really excited about the S3 Media, Amazon S3 functionality, because now it's like you have a full-on asset management tool, digital asset management tool. If you've ever had to deal with the AWS console, it's a little bit of a pain, to be honest with you. And so what Corey's done is pretty amazing with the shortcode builder, because you can manage all of your digital assets on S3 right from the shortcode builder. And it's funny because the adding the folder and deleting of files probably should have been in there when we did that full integration. I think it just skipped our minds or something. I don't know. We just kind of forgot about it. After we launched it, we were just kind of, playing with it and thought, it's missing a couple things. We still got to log into the console to add a folder or to delete something. So anyway.
And this really sets those two plugins apart in the WordPress ecosystem, because WP Courseware becomes the first one to integrate with a video player that requires completion or requires that watch. And then S3 Media Maestro is just a full-on, there's no need to go back to AWS at all.
Yeah.
You can just manage everything from right within the WordPress admin.
Yeah. So, and honestly, it almost seems like the upload function from our plugin is faster than the actual console on AWS. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like when I upload videos, it just zips right through it.
Because Corey's a genius.
That's right.
I try.
It looks like we just got a question in our chat box here. It says, can you show how to give some sample units to prospects for buyers, please? So I'm assuming and this is from Dale. I'm assuming Dale's talking about kind of giving somebody a sneak preview to a course, kind of a teaser. So currently there isn't necessarily a way to open up a single unit or the first couple units. So what you would have to do is either create a separate course and just make it a single module with the unit or units that you want to tease, and just offer that for free. Maybe on the third module, you can have, just some sort of sales page or something, some sort of buy now option on that. The other way to do this is just to create a basic WordPress page and just insert the content and just say, look, this is a sample of the content that's in the course. The course units in a page, the only difference in the two is the course units are protected via course enrollment. You must be enrolled into the course, logged into the website, obviously, in order to see the course unit. And obviously a page, unless it's protected by a membership plugin, it's available to the public. So there's a couple of workarounds for that. I don't know if this is something we could add in the future, Corey, maybe some kind of way to open up the first, or maybe just the specified units, the course units, Yeah,
I think it's possible. Again, there's good workarounds right now. If I were doing it, I would more than likely just set up a page, like you said. give an intro to the course and then set up some type of course preview right there on the page, and then at the bottom say, do you want access to the rest of this course? Click here to enroll, and that's where your enroll shortcode would go at the bottom, some type of call to action, whether they want to buy it or enroll directly. It could be a good place for that. So, but I think later on, we could definitely set up a course that says, okay, we added these 10 units. The first unit is a preview unit, so they can go and actually view the unit without being enrolled. And then at the bottom of that unit, if it is a preview, offer the enrollment button or something like that. So I think that's possible. We just haven't gotten to that. I'm sure it's on our future list to do something like that. But I would say there's, like you said, there's good workarounds for now. So it's not the highest on our list.
Yeah, that would be neat to have. Like, I was thinking maybe if you could mark, say, 2 units or 3 units as complete, then when you hit that next unit button, if you could specify maybe like, I want the first 3 units to be open, and then when they hit mark as complete, where do you want them to go? And then send them to like a sales page after when they hit, next unit on that third one. You could send them to maybe a sales page. But yeah, that's exactly what you said, Corey. I was working with a client a while back with like 20 courses, and he wanted the first 2, I think there were 600 units or 600 lessons total. And it was software training. He wanted the first 2 listed on the sales page. So we just made pages, copied the content from the lesson, put it on a new page, and hey, preview lesson 1, preview lesson 2. Easy enough.
Yeah. The only problem with like completing units is in order for them to be marked as completed, they have to be tied to something like a user email address or a user ID. And so it might be nice to have some type of like opt-in or something like that. Like, hey, do you want a free preview of this course? Give us your email address or something like that. We can then log that email address inside the system and then track them that way. They're not like fully enrolled. They're just their email address is being tracked with this unit according to a cookie or something like that. So definitely a good idea. I just don't know when we'll get to it.
Interesting. I like that idea.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's see. There was there was one more part of Carlos's question, and I missed this, but he was asking, is there any way the instructors can only access their own courses?
So with the instructor role, that's possible today. You should only be able to access your own courses as an instructor. There are certain elements in WP Courseware that the instructors will be able to see. Like, for example, if you look at the students page, the instructors are able to see every student regardless whether they're enrolled into their own course or not. And the reason for that is we had to make the student list available in case they wanted to enroll one of the students that's in another course into their own course. So there's really no way around that particular instance. But aside from that, instructors should only have access to their courses, to their modules, to their units, to their quizzes, to their questions, and even question tags. And they should not see other instructors' elements or courses.
Yeah, no WordPress admin settings, just the media library, basically, in case they need to add photos or downloads.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hopefully that will work for Carlos. Yeah, the instructor role was that was a big one for us.
Actually, that was actually Corey's first assignment with WP Courseware.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, cool. Let's see. I've got one more here for you guys.
Okay.
How can we get a button to appear in some courses to allow the student to reset his or her quiz grade and in essence retake the quiz on their user side rather than the admin needing to handle the reset? I think we've had this as a feature request a couple times.
Well, okay, so you said quiz though, right, Nate?
Yes.
Quiz.
Okay, so that functionality exists today.
Yeah, you can allow them another retake, right?
Yeah, so if you allow, let's say, 310 unlimited retakes, as long as there's a retake available, they can immediately retake the quiz. The caveat is this: if the quiz has automatically graded questions, the retake button can show up immediately, obviously, because the quiz gets graded immediately. If you fail, it shows the retake button. If the quiz has questions that cannot be automatically graded, like the open-ended question or the file upload, the retake button won't come back until your instructor grades your quiz. So that's kind of the difference, but it is possible today.
Yeah, you just need to go into the quiz settings and select, let's see, what's the exact setting? Just looking.
It's in a blocking quiz. It's the retakes option.
Retakes option.
Yeah.
But I thought you had to set show recommended score.
That's on a non-blocking quiz.
On a non-block, yeah, that's right. That is true.
Yeah, the non-blocking quiz has the recommended score. Obviously, since it is technically a non-blocking quiz, you can't block the student. So that's why we call it a recommended score. But you can give them the ability to retake those as well to achieve a higher grade if they'd like.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. So that, and of course we could eventually add an option for just a pure progress reset on the student end. It's just that I don't think we've had that request a lot. Most of the times when students log in, I think they want to know where they were. So yeah, we've maybe had that a couple of times, resetting progress on the student side without the quiz, but it's just not been a popular request.
Yeah, I've actually seen that here in recent days. Actually, somebody requesting the ability to just reset progress in the course somewhere. So, if they're on module 2 and they want to reset back to module 1. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. We really haven't talked about how that user interface would look or what it would consist of, but it has come. That question actually came within the last 2 weeks. I've had that question.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, most of the ones I think I've gotten are more like professional certifications where the instructor or the admin wants an automatic reset after 1 year or something like that, like you talked about with the concussion training. Yeah. Which may be something we could get to.
Yeah, definitely. We could do something like that, or on top of that, we could add. I know one that's been pretty frequently requested is it the course expiration?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's been pretty highly requested. So it would function more like a membership plugin. Something like that.
Right.
We could actually maybe combine that with subscriptions. I don't know, Corey, if there'd be a way to do that to address that payment plan option.
Like set up a set, like specified amount of payment subscription.
Yeah, I guess so. Like
it only goes 3 times and then it doesn't charge you anymore type deal.
Yeah, but then the access goes for like, 12 months or something. I don't know.
Yeah, subscriptions are tricky, and especially when you talk about integrating subscriptions with different payment gateways, because they all do them a little bit different.
Right.
Like a subscription through PayPal is a lot different than a subscription through Stripe. And so setting that type of interval could be possible. And then it ends on a certain date, depending on how many payments you want it to complete. So let's say if you want only 3 payments, then we could specify when those payments would be charged, whether it be every month, every other month, or something like that. And you could get a realistic end date on when the last payment would go through, and then how long they would have access for. But I'd probably much rather not have it be a subscription, just because it's just a big workaround, because ideally you just have it almost like a one-time payment, but divided up into 3. And they don't get access to it until they make the 3rd and final payment, or they only get to a half of a course or so many modules or something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know the subscriptions get pretty messy.
Yeah. And you just have to build in a lot for each payment gateway. So if we were to add any other payment gateways, like we'd have to add specifics around that, unless we were to somehow find commonality, like a lot of commonality between all of them. So, or build some type of, I don't know, interface or something. I don't know. It's tricky, I guess. That's my point.
Yeah. We found that these payment gateways, or you found that these payment gateways are there are a lot of nuances between one and the next. It's not just, hey, can you throw this one in?
If all could be like Stripe, then we'd be fine.
Thanks, PayPal.
Thanks a lot.
Cool. Well, that's all I had from the questions that have come in via email, I think. Yeah, that was it.
Cool.
And
I wanted to mention that Dale actually chatted back and said that if you go to look at Udemy and how they do their previews, it's actually pretty cool. And I agree. I went and looked at it real quick. And yeah, ideally, Dale, we'd love to do something very similar. Again, just it's on our long list of items. Let's hope we get to it gets moved up. So.
Yeah, I've seen that before. It's pretty cool the way it works, and yeah, that's what we were trying to do with this video integration too. Is kind of give some functionality to just progress through the course, and yeah.
But yeah, that preview idea is valuable because it can add to your marketing efforts. By previewing 1 or 2 modules, you can really get interested and want to purchase up front, like you said, Nate, the entire course. If it's a $900 or $1,000 course, it'd be nice to have those previews. So,
yeah, absolutely.
But again, there's ways you can get around it. You can set up a free course that only has 3 modules that are the exact same as the paid course or similar, or you can just set up a page that has a sample of the course, whether it's a PDF or just text, and then have the enrollment button at the bottom. That's a good workaround for now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good one. We've had, people have approached that. Some of the customers I've talked to have approached that a ton of different ways. Putting a link in the last unit of a free course to upsell the next one, putting a link in the course completion email that goes to the student. You can send something off that way. Yeah, a lot of ways to do it. But yeah, I think that probably the free mini course is the best option, because then you get the course navigation options. You get all the functionality of WP Courseware with your free content. Yeah, good stuff.
Love it.
Awesome, guys.
Cool.
Good questions. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Well, our next office hours is October 26th. So fourth Friday of every month. And that will be at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct.
So you guys are all invited. Bring your friends. So anyhow, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you spending some time with us. And if you have any questions that you'd like to see answered here on office hours, just go down to flyplugins.com. And I believe it's on the questions page, Nate. Is that correct? Or no, it's on the office hours page.
Yes. Yeah. You can just head to flyplugins.com/office-hours. And we've got a contact form there. We'll have within a couple hours here, we'll have a registration link for the next webinar. And you can sign up right there. Yeah.
Just post your questions there. I think there's a field for a topic. Feel free to ask your question right there and submit that over, and we'll document it and we'll save it for next time.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on any of our office hours episodes. And again, thank you all for watching. You guys have a wonderful weekend.
Yep.
Until next time.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.